nurses, we use all of our senses to assess our patients. Touch to palpate the body, and we also use touch to comfort by holding our patient's hand. Eyes to observe and make eye contact, or that twinkle that communicates caring. Smell to identify a potential infection in a wound, or to take time to smell the roses. And ears to auscultate heart and lungs, and to hear the patient history. We can also listen with compassion so that the patient feels our caring hearts. My name is Cheryl Barnes-Neff, and I'm the founder of Compassion-Centered Care. And I teach nurses how to put the compassion that they feel into action. I'll leave links below for more information about the process of care and our online courses. We'd like to think of ourselves as good listeners, but it's important to take a closer look at our listening skills. In nursing, this is particularly important. Listening is a key component of assessment. We need to discover the patient's history, their chief complaints, and their observations and reports about their symptoms. Yet many things can get in the way of listening to our patients. We might be pressed for time, be short-staffed, or find ourselves trapped in a room with a patient who wants to tell you their life story. I get it. I've been there too. But it's important to take a look at our own listening skills and see if there's room for improvement. There are a number of types of listening, and it's important to be able to identify them. We might not be listening at all. We might be listening from habit, listening to form a response or an argument, listening with an open mind, and listening with an open heart, but most importantly, listening with compassion, being fully present with our patient. But it's important to take a look at our own listening skills and see if there's room for improvement. There are a number of types of listening. It's important to be able to identify them. We might not be listening. We might listen from habit, listen to form a response, listen with an open mind, listen with an open heart, and most importantly, listen with compassion, being fully present with our patients. Sometimes we have to admit we're not actually listening at all. We may think we can look at the phone, answer emails, check the news, look at social media posts, all the while carrying on a conversation. But the reality is we really can't do all of that at the same time. Our modern life has created an erosion of our attention spans. Some reports even claim we have the attention spans shorter than a goldfish. And we have the pressure of marketers competing for our attention. In a sense, our attention is a commodity that they most covet. Recapturing our attention and learning not to be so easily distracted for ourselves would add to our quality of life and certainly improve our listening skills. And sometimes we listen out of habit. Maybe we think we've heard the same thing so many times, we know what comes next. Maybe we're mind reading since we don't really trust that they know what they're saying. We're going to correct their narrative. We're being disrespectful when we do this. You may have seen some of the videos on social media of nurse influencers who tease and mock the various type of nurses giving report. The confused one, the disorganized one, the too many details one, or the not enough detailed one, and so on. Anytime we think we can pigeonhole someone, we risk listening out of habit. This can trip us up when something new is added, or we're caught not really listening. Have you ever found yourself listening in order to form a response or an argument? I actually caught myself doing this just the other day, ironically enough, as I was preparing this presentation. We're assuming we know what they're going to say, and we already know we disagree. So we want to be ready with perhaps a clever retort or a great argument. Or we can't wait to share our similar experiences with them, defeating their desire to share their feeling or experience with us, only to have us say, "Oh, I know exactly how you feel. That happened to me too." Other ways to listen include listening with an open mind. We're willing to learn. We take in new information, ask questions to clarify, and note differences. During a patient assessment, this quality is especially important. We may find that sometimes the way a patient describes their symptoms doesn't match the way we in the medical field would. You may have had a patient who denies they have any pain, yet you can see them guarding the injured part or grimacing when they're moved or touched. Maybe they lash out and they seem to be combative or, you know, terrible mood and very angry. But when we ask what it feels like, they may describe a deep ache or like a hot poker or pins and needles. They don't consider it pain, yet they do need pain management for their somatic, neurologic, or visceral pain. We can also listen with an open heart. We can see through the other person's eyes, making an emotional connection. We set aside our personal point of view for a moment in order to understand that while their response to a situation might be different from ours, it is their truth. Our open heart helps us to recognize their feelings and be able to process and restate our understanding of their feelings. Listening with compassion means that we're fully present with the other person. We're calm and we have the stability needed to be with them, even when they're in a lot of pain and even when we're feeling uncomfortable. An old habit might be to try to fix. Brene Brown has a video on empathy you might have seen, and she talks about us trying to put a silver lining around their pain by fixing things or diverting their attention. It drives disconnection. When that happens, it's important to take a breath, reconnect with ourselves, and recognize what's happening within us. Then we can return to listening and being present with the person. We're willing not to have the answers or try to fix the problem, but we're connecting with them to companion them on their journey. Listening skills take practice, and it's a challenge not to want to fix a problem, especially when we think we're right. With practice, our listening skills can bring out the compassionate care we want to give our patients and treat them with the respect and dignity they deserve. The bottom line, listening equals love. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below. And it would really be great if you would like this video and subscribe. I'll be doing more videos on nursing leadership, nursing practice, and especially compassion-centered care.